Yo, people, lateness is greatness. Welcome back into the building. It's time to review the Chelsea versus Sheffield United game. And listen, no apple juice today, all right? No apple juice because that game was too mad. It was too, you man are worrying me. Do you know what I mean? You're out here keeping me shook and alert and scared at all times. That game was more difficult than the Atletico Madrid game. How does that make any sense? We got the same scoreline, but completely different performances. I was more nervous against Sheffield United in the FA Cup than I was in the knockout round against La Liga leaders, Atletico Madrid. That don't make no sense. I mean, while we're here, we may as well laugh at Arsenal. I hear they're losing, and I hear they're losing badly, which is such a shame, Listen, my condolences, people. Like I said, we won't mock you too much. We'll keep it Chelsea. I'll probably go and watch that game later. I'm not gonna lie, I'll probably watch it back. It's looking nice. They were defending with 9 men. Listen, let's get into this game, right? I could pretend shamelessly like we dominated and we completely wiped the floor with them and it was 2-0. And that's what I would say if I wasn't watching. But I was, and my eyes were locked in, and that's why there's no apple juice today, because it wasn't very good in terms of, especially the second half. We lost complete control of the game. Let's just keep it a buck. First half, we had the majority of the chances. Again, we could have scored more goals. I think, even Christian Pulisic got man of the match, but he said in his post-match interview that he wanted to get that goal. That's what I was just so frustrated that he couldn't get that goal, man. I needed that goal. That would have completed his performance. He had great dribbling today. Someone in the chat said, "You being late is testing my patience." I mean, this is what happens. But listen, I mean, when it comes to Pulisic, man of the match, I think it could have even potentially gone to Kepa. I thought Kepa made some good saves today, kept us in the game. I'm happy with Pulisic getting it. Just missing that final touch, just missing that goal, man. If he had got that goal, I think it would have rounded off his performance really nicely. Potentially, we could have got a situation where he maybe starts after the international break as well. But with no goal, I'm not sure if it breaks him into the starting 11. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Hopefully he goes away with the USA now and has a really good international break. I think that's exactly what Pulisic needs. He needs a good, strong international break, leading the line for his country and doing his business. Other good performances today. Like I said, Kepa, really good. Let's give him credit when it's due, when he deserves. Made some really big saves. Someone said, lol, Kepa. I mean, maybe even Zuma can get man of the match. But I think Kepa, just in terms of how far he's fallen in a lot of our estimations as a player, he stood up today. Do you know what I mean? He made some big saves and we needed it. Do you know what I mean? Because we could have conceded. Even with Goldberg, header came flashing across the box. Brother just headed it only just wide. I was like, is this like, has he been told by Thomas Tuchel that we don't concede goals, so he's just not gonna put away such an easy chance like that? I was absolutely shocked that we didn't concede. I'm not gonna lie. We gave them some massive chances. So you guys will go up in the comments and decide who man the match goes to. Pulisic ended up getting it. Zuma's a contender. I personally think Kepa's a contender. And I don't say that often, but it's up to you guys. First super chat that comes in, 2 games, 2 goals from Hakim Ziyech. Fantastic. Need more of it. Came off the bench, instant impact, got the goal. Was a really good finish. A lot better than the finish actually in midweek. The midweek finish was kind of scuffed, but it just crept in. This finish was much better. Clean, technique, in the bottom corner, solid. That's what we need. And like I said earlier, even though Pulisic got man of the match, I really wanted him to get that goal. I need Pulisic to score. That's what that performance warranted. Great dribbling, but didn't get the goal. Ziyech got the goal. Again, got the goal in midweek, so that's fantastic. We need to see more of that. So yeah, like I said, it was really good, and he does like his celebrations. Spot on. When this brother scores, his celebrations are always mad. But like I said, man, let's talk about also the fact that Sheffield United they did hold us up against the wall as well. In that second half, we lost control of the game. We really struggled. And it's a little bit disappointing. I mean, look, we take the win and we move. Of course, we're into the semi-finals of the FA Cup in Wembley. We don't complain, you know what I mean? But it would have been nice if we had a bit more of a attacking display where we pam them, where we really put goals past them. I thought this was a really good opportunity to pam goals in. But as we said in the preview as well, and it was mentioned a few times, even though this is the team that's bottom of the league, they still, this was it. This was their season. This game was literally it for them. If they didn't, like they haven't won this game, the season's done for them. They're already basically relegated. So they were always going to throw absolutely everything at this game. Thankfully, the mentality was on point from our team. We did stand up and we did fight. We didn't just become complacent. I thought Mason Mount, someone just said it there, Mason Mount, not great today. Not great today. Final third, lacking that pass. Didn't really spot a lot of Hudson-Odoi's runs. That was some of the stuff that I said at halftime. I felt that he wasn't really in sync. Wasn't really in sync today. Didn't really understand some of the runs that were being made. Passing was quite poor. Turned over possession quite a lot. So wasn't best pleased with him. Wasn't best pleased with him at all. Giroud in that first half couldn't get into the game. No real touches. Whether he could have dropped deeper like a Harry Kane and tried to get involved, but we didn't really see too much of him, which was a shame. He obviously got taken off. At one point, we was playing Hudson-Odoi, I believe Mason Mount and Christian Pulisic as our front three. So whether that was to press and take Giroud off and bring a press into the game and try and get the ball off Sheffield United and not allow them, because they were dominating at that stage. They had a lot of the ball, creating clear-cut opportunities, and we couldn't really stop them. And it looked like Chelsea were going to concede. So maybe Thomas Tuchel decided to play those three runners up front for a part of the game to try and get the ball. I don't know. Potentially that might have been the reason, but also maybe it could be just because Giroud wasn't getting involved, which was a shame to see, because obviously that was his first few minutes that he really got. But before we get really into the game even more, obviously Anita's going to join me soon. Dami, we're not too sure about. He's having some, I don't know where he is, to be honest. I can't even lie to you. I have no idea where that brother is. But he's not even going to have a video come out, so who knows where Dami is, but maybe we might see him. Let's talk about the start of the game. What the hell is that Chelsea admin doing, bro? I don't know if you were all on Twitter. I don't know if you saw it, but the Chelsea admin is fired in the morning. He's getting sacked in the morning, bro. That lineup went out about 3 different times. I couldn't believe it. I didn't know what was going on. Obviously, when the lineup comes out, everybody tries to get their tweet out as soon as possible. I don't know if this happened on Instagram. I think the app had it right from the beginning. The Chelsea admin was lost. He was lost today. I'm giving him a 5 out of 10. He tried. The only reason why I'm giving him a 5, if I'm going to do player ratings today, I'll give him a 5 because the persistence, the persistence to keep uploading the tweets, to keep trying to put out the right lineup. Constantly failing, but he tried. But, he puts out the lineup initially, and everybody, BBC Sport, they copped it, they took it, ran with it, they thought it was correct. No, it wasn't. He had a completely wrong lineup. Mendy was in the lineup, Havertz was in the starting 11, Jorginho was in the midfield. Completely wrong. So, obviously, your outlets, your TV stations, your news outlets, they all take the lineup as gospel, of course, as you would, come from the Chelsea official account, and then, bang, he takes the tweet down, the app's got it right. Second tweet goes up, and we've got the bench that's messed up. Mendy's on the bench. Havertz is not on the bench. We've got 2 goalkeepers on the bench. And that tweet is just a shambles again. And then he has to quote it, change it again. And it's just becoming comical at this point. I don't know whether to laugh or to cry for the brother, because I know potentially he's going on furlough now. Or, do you know what I mean? Maybe it was, I don't know, maybe an editing issue from the graphics team. I don't know what was going on. I think it was the Leeds lineup that they ended up putting out initially. But the bench was wrong. They quote it, then they take that down, and then the final tweet, that goes up. But I'm not really too bothered. There was no armband next to Mount's name. Cool. But the way that the lineup was structured, you had Hudson-Odoi as your first name under the goalkeeper. Emerson was the bottom name. Certain brothers would have been thought Emerson was playing up front and Hudson-Odoi was playing right back. Listen, maybe that was the start of a bad day at the office in terms of the team not being at its best. Everything from social media management all the way down to the players, We didn't control the game. We weren't really at our best. We weren't free-flowing in the attack. And maybe it all started from the social media admin. He wasn't on his game today. I don't know if he had a couple of drinks after seeing the Champions League draw the other day, but he wasn't on his A game. And maybe that filtered down to the team. Maybe some of them players didn't even know they were playing. They're looking at, maybe they're looking at the team sheet online. They're looking at Twitter like, yo, I thought I was starting. Tuchel lied to me. And then it's all getting a bit mad behind the scenes. And the next thing they're on the pitch. So listen, man, it was madness. But back onto the game. I think if there's any conclusions to take from this game is that the attack, it still needs to be better. Yeah, let's be real. The attack needs to be better. I'm going to start going through some of your comments now. I want to get your thoughts as well. But the attack needs to be better. We need to start being a little bit more the lack of chemistry, you know, maybe because there were so many changes made, but even still, even with the first team, because this was a lot of B team players in terms of the attack today, potentially they haven't really been starting, you know, they've been off the bench, they've been getting little cameos, your likes of Pulisic, Giroud, but even still, I feel like there needs to be just better chemistry, better organization, better understanding between the players. We need to be better in the attack, whether it's the decision making, the finishing, it needs to be better, because that's the only part of the pitch that we're slacking on. That's what I keep saying to everyone. Everything else is tidy and rosy and looking all good, but the attack is what will cost us if we don't become more clinical up front. I think potentially all these players, your Ziyech's, your Pulisic's, maybe they'll get into form at the right time. They're starting to look a bit better. Pulisic's dribbling, as I said earlier, was really good. And Ziyech has scored 2 games in a row now. So hopefully that's a sign that they're going to start improving as the weeks go on when it gets to crunch time. But, you know, that's what we need to see. Let's super chat here. Pulisic targeted all game. He did very well despite them trying to literally break his left leg. Hazard treatment all over. Refs were very poor. I completely agree. If there's one thing we need to get into, it's the referees. You know, the referee in this game, especially in that first half, that was ridiculous, man. It was ridiculous. Like, constantly fouling, in particular Pulisic, over and over and over and over and over again. Nothing. No card, no booking, just warnings. Just constant warnings. Like, cool. What's the point of giving a warning if you're just going to keep giving a warning over and over again? When are you going to book him? Because if you don't book someone, they're just going to keep doing it over and over again. That's literally what happened. The whole first half, Pulisic's just getting his ankles clipped. I even put up a picture of, I don't know if you guys remember it, Hazard against Liverpool. There was literally holes in his socks where his ankles are because he was getting fouled so much. That's what happened with Pulisic. And like I said, even stylistically, we spoke about it last season. He hasn't been obviously up to the level this season anywhere near from an output point of view. But stylistically, he is a similar type player to Hazard in the fact that he likes to drop deep, pick up the ball and dribble. And he'll hold on to the ball, and he's very good at carrying in it. And as you saw on that right-hand channel in the game, dribbled very well past a few players. But then again, just the finish that let him down. So he's that type of player. Unfortunately, not only with the injury issues he already had, but he's also the type of player that's going to get fouled, like a Wilfried Zaha, like an Eden Hazard, who's going to get clipped and fouled over and over again. And listen, if referees don't protect him, like we saw in the first half, we may see another Hazard situation like we're seeing at Real Madrid. And it may be even worse with Pulisic because he's already got injury issues anyway that he's had throughout his career. So for me, that's the kind of shit I hate to see, because if I see a player like that not getting any protection, I start to worry what it's going to be like in 2, 3, 4 years time. He's already got issues with injuries. We don't need to be clipping and hacking him down. And if they are going to hack him down, book them immediately, you know, then they will stop. If you're booked, you're not going to keep doing that. Otherwise you're going to get sent off. But the referee was too lenient. And I guess you can say he was consistently lenient the whole game, so at least he was consistent. But I'm not really trying to hear that. I'm trying to see someone get booked for that. Do you know what I mean? Every time he went down, I was like, "Nah, he's out for another month." Listen, every time Pulisic hits the deck, I'm worried immediately. Do you know what I mean? That's just how it goes, because I've got too much PTSD from this brother being injured. Do you know what I mean? It's something where even in, you know, before the game even kicked off against Burnley, I think he got injured in the warm-up. I'm always constantly thinking, yo, he might get injured. Someone's saying here Hudson-Odoi wasn't great. Listen, I said at the end of the Atletico game, I thought the output was a bit disappointing. Few counter-attacks that he had didn't really, you know, finish them off. Today, there was times where he was making the runs, wasn't getting spotted, put a few decent low crosses in, but he wasn't a standout either. I didn't think he was great. One person that was really good, I think that I'm going to give some attention to is Chilwell. I thought Chilwell was quite good. I think it was a big improvement from the Leeds game. You guys will remember Leeds. I was very critical of him. I wasn't really that pleased with the Leeds game that he had. But today, way better. Got involved in both the goals. Had a shot deflected, obviously, off Norwood, who could probably teach our strikers a couple of thing or two. Do you know what I mean? He puts the ball in the back of the net. But that started with a Chilwell shot. And it was low driven. I think it was going wide, but again, if you don't put the ball in that space, then those accidents can't happen. And then he gets the assist for Ziyech as well. Picks him out very well, composed, calm, picks him out. None of this lashing it across the box with no attention and no care. make sure that he puts the ball on the spot, puts it in the right place, and then bang, there's your goal. So listen, I think Chilwell was much more improved today. The aerial duels, really good. I can remember a few times where he just looked like he was heading the ball like a centre-back when he was going up for them duels. So much better today, much better. And let's just hope that, he can continue that, because I keep saying it, and I'll say it until the cows come home. When you spend that amount of money on a left back, you want to see them in the team consistently and playing well. Not to say that I think money should dictate who starts. Of course not. We want competition in this squad. We want players to be playing on merit. But for Chilwell, for the amount that we paid and for the fact that he was meant to be a big upgrade on our current options, I need to see him, of all people, being consistent, playing regularly, and doing the business. That's what we bought him to do. We didn't buy him to be a rotational player. I don't really like rotating defenders anyway. And we saw potentially what a lack of consistency in a starting 11 can do. There was a lot of rotations today in the back line, throughout the whole team, really. Gilmour came in, played very well in that first half, picked out some really good balls. But when you do rotate the team a lot, you risk losing that chemistry, and that's potentially what happened today. On Gilmour, I was happy to see him starting. I was a bit worried when the admin put the first lineup out, but we saw him. And he played well. I thought he played well in that first half. As per usual, Gilmour always gets on the ball, always looking to make an influence. He played some progressive passes in that first half that I was happy to see. Really good ball in behind at times as well. And I think, look, he's bottom of the pecking order. We're not going to see him too much more until the end of the season, but he's clearly a talent. Now, whether what's best for him is to go out on loan next season, because again, we don't know who's going to be sold. We don't know what senior players are going to come or go in that midfield role. Chelsea have always been linked with a DM. We don't know what DMs we don't know what midfielders in our current squad are going to stay or go long term, like Jorginho, etc. So Gilmour might need that loan to get the regular game time that he needs, or it could be a Foden thing. Phil Foden stayed at Man City. His game time wasn't the best, but he learned under Pep, was nurtured, looked after, and then he became the player he is. So I'm happy with either or. I just want to see him develop. And developing doesn't always mean you have to play every single game and get loads of minutes. If he's learning in training around, top class midfielders like Kante's, like Jorginho's, who can do, bring you different things on and off the ball, then potentially, he's still going to be developing. So it's not the worst thing in the world. This chat here says, good result. Good result. We was not at our best, but the win and the clean sheet was crucial. Hudson-Odoi and Mount missing in the second half. Yeah, I would agree. I saw Mason Mount got moved into the double pivot as well. I don't know if I'm a big fan. I really don't. But, it is what it is. Again, when it comes to Mason Mount, he can be very versatile, but sometimes maybe being that versatile can be his worst enemy. We saw him with Lampard, played on the wing, played in the 10, sometimes as a right forward. I still maintain, I think his best position is obviously the 8 role in a midfield 3. But because we don't play a midfield 3, I would still prefer him to see him in the 10s, where he is now. I obviously love him in the 8. I think 8 role in a midfield 3 is Mason Mount's best position. Very similar with Loftus-Cheek as well when he was here. 8, left-hand side of the 8 was his best position as well. But I'm not too keen on the double pivot yet. I'm not. It's not something I really want to see too much. I do prefer him in the 10s. But in saying that, his decision-making, his final ball needs to be a lot better and more consistent. Obviously, he gets a goal every now and then, which is good. But the final ball needs to be a bit better. And he needs to just have a bit more of a relationship with his forwards in terms of understanding their runs. Anita is in the building. Welcome, Queen. How are you doing?
Do you know what? I weren't even doing too great until I saw the Arsenal score. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay. Don't get me wrong. I don't want West Ham to win, but at the same time, okay. You know what I mean? Like, just last week, London was red, but hey.
Listen, London is not red. We don't need to. We know that. Do you know what I mean? They just lost to Olympiacos, and the fact that the other North London team, Tottenham, butchered their Europa League game against DMO Zebra. Yeah, they got away with murder. Let's be real, because Arsenal still lost against Olympiacos at home. They got away with murder. The round before against Benfica, they bottled it as well. Nearly went out. So listen, we know West Ham is a better team than Arsenal. But what did you make of today? I mean, we'll start with, can we give Zuma some love? Saved us today. Brilliant. And he was playing in the middle of the back 3 again. I was shocked because I thought Christensen would play there.
I thought he was our man of the match, I don't get no Chris, no Pulisic hate. Pulisic was good, but coming from the back, like Zuma saved us several times today, and the man put his body on the line. And do you know what? I gave him a lot of stick for him playing that centre back role in the centre, right? Of the three. But today he really shut me up. Like he was really good today, and I thought it would be Christensen playing in the centre, but Tuchel having faith in him, playing him through the middle. It was really good. Even Kepa was good. Kepa gave us a couple of saves. Yeah. So, you know, I don't really have any complaints about any of the players today, but as a whole collective, I tweeted it like bare times, like chemistry. Where's the chemistry? The chemistry was just not there today, but again, with that comment, Zuma 100% saved us. Man of the match.
Zuma, yeah. I thought Zuma and Kepa were definitely the highlights in that defense. The defense wasn't as solid today. They did give away some massive chances. McGoldrick should have scored. That should have 100% been a goal. Then the clean sheet's gone, and maybe we're not bigging up the defense as much. So I did feel like the changes that were made in defense, Emerson at left side is centre back, not something I want to see too much. I know he's left-footed. Potentially can progress the ball and might have a bit of an easier transition into midfield. But again, not really a left-sided centre-back for me. I guess he's just given him minutes. He did the same thing as Barnsley, played him and then Chilwell on the left wing back as well. But Rudiger's been very good there. Even though Zuma was very good, I don't think I want to see Zuma in the middle over a Christensen or a Silva. I think Silva is obviously fantastic in that position. And I think Christensen wasn't as good as he is in the middle. I think he's better in the middle. Whereas Zuma, I feel like Zuma can play on the right side of the centre backs and still be very good because he's good at running into the channels. He's very physical, recovery pace, very good recovery tackle as well. I think maybe they were switched because Christensen, if he's playing that right side, steps up and passes into midfield. But I don't know.
Do you know what? Sometimes I feel like changes are made and it's not necessarily dependent on like, you know, their ability and stuff like that. I think a change was probably made today because we know if you're going to be in the center of that three, you've got to be, you know, 100% concentrated. And he's just come back from being ill. We don't know what that sickness was. You know, he might not still be 100%, you know, with his body at the moment. So maybe that's why he probably switched it around. I personally, and when I see changes like that, I don't look too deep into it when it comes to like ability and stuff like that. I see it as a mentality thing. Maybe Christensen just couldn't, you know, maybe he's still a bit sick and he just couldn't take over that central role. Whereas you need a lot of concentration and dedication in that central role. So that's what I saw it as, to be honest.
Yeah. Someone's saying thoughts on Pulisic today. Like I said, I gave my thoughts already. I thought he was good. I think the dribbling, as per usual, was good. He's a very good dribbler. We know that. Skipped past a few players at times. Just wanted that goal, man. Just wanted that goal. Someone said, is Dami coming? Dami is a 50-50. We don't know. I don't think he's going to get a video out on his own channel. I don't know where he is. But yeah, if he can make it, he'll be here. But if he can't, then we'll wrap up probably on the hour mark. But what did you make of Pulisic just in general? Because obviously it's a shame he didn't get that goal. That's what I needed. Like Ziyech gets the goal, right? So again, as much as I love the fact that he was probably our most dangerous forward in the first half, the one that was trying to create the chances, the one that was getting into good positions, but I need that finish. And I'm hoping that's coming. Ziyech got his goal. Really good finish. Probably a better finish than in midweek. So what did you make of it?
I feel like if I speak, people are gonna say I have an agenda, but I genuinely speak, from an objective point of view. I thought he was our best attacking threat up until he went off. 100%, right? But he failed to finish, right? Okay, cool. Ziyech comes on, has a meaty 15, 20 minutes, but he gets the goal. That is the difference, you see? I'm not saying Pulisic was bad. I think he got hard done by with the tackles as well. People, anyway, don't compare him to Hazard. I'm begging you, people, do not do that. But he did get hard done by with the tackles. However, being a great player is learning how to get out of these spaces. And he did it one or two times. I think there was a time where he was coming down the right side and there were like 3 Sheffield United man on him. And he had to like zigzag out.
Zigzag through them.
Yeah, and that's what I want to see more often from Pulisic. If we can get that more from Pulisic, he's going to find the net eventually. But Ziyech came on. Ziyech balled out for however minutes he was on and he got the goal. That was the difference today. And I can't even say that if Ziyech didn't get that goal, we will still be in this in the semi-final. Because you never know, Sheffield United could have pulled one back and we could have had to go to extra time. So I'm just saying. But Pulisic had a great game, but when it came to finishing, he didn't do niche. And boy, that's all I'm gonna say on it before people say I have an agenda.
Look,
I'm glad to see that people are talking nice about Ziyech now, though.
It's a shame Dami's not here.
Just stops.
It's a shame Dami's not here today. Maybe he'll be in later. Your boy Ziyech and Anita another goal. Thoughts? Liz, she's given the thoughts. So
I've got more. I've got more.
Go on.
Listen, this is what Ziyech is good at doing. Yeah, we're seeing a more confident Ziyech. He got the winning goal against Atletico Madrid, right? Well, not the winning goal. He got the first goal against Atletico Madrid. That was the confidence in him. After he got that goal, we saw the confidence just dwell back inside of him, and that's what we're going to be seeing more often. So I would really like for us to put more respect on Ziyech's name going forward. Obviously, if that's not going to be the case when we play, are we playing midweek or are we playing next weekend?
Oh, you're frozen there a bit.
Oh,
sorry.
Are we playing midweek or are we playing next weekend?
Yeah, you froze. No, so it's an international break now. So
fantastic.
We don't play again until probably 2 weeks now. So I think the next, let me check now the next game, but it's definitely going to be a Premier League game, potentially against Brighton, is it? Let me check.
And if he balls out in that game, I want his flowers, because at the end of the day, it does take confidence to bring a player back to where they was before. West Brom. And if he does play well, I do want his flowers, because it takes confidence to get back to where you were before and get back to the form that you were in at the start of the season. And he's getting that back. So I'm hoping this carries on, and I'm hoping people put more respect on his name, because at the end of the day, today, he pulled it out of nothing. Don't get me wrong, it was a chance that needed to be buried, yes, but he could have let the ball run, and he didn't do that. He took the ball on himself and he scored it. So I want to get more flowers for Ziyech, please, going forward. And if when we do play West Brom, and if he does start, we
need the consistency, because I have to to dampen it down a bit. It's only been 2 games, so we need the consistency. And to be fair, it's only been 1 game and a little bit of the end of this game. So 100%, he's going to get his praise, but he needs to be consistent. He needs to be consistent. I don't want any ups and downs now. I think Havertz the same. Havertz has said that he's got over the illness, so I don't want the COVID. Yeah. I don't want the COVID excuse to be used anymore. It's been a lot of months now. He said that it's cool, so fantastic. He said that he's gonna be looking to put in the performances that you guys expect from him now. So I'm expecting a bit more consistency from Kai when he comes into the team. Ziyech has said you're gonna see the real Ziyech now. Comes on and does his business today. So let's see that now consistently in the Premier League as well when we get back. Same with Pulisic. I need consistency. Got the assist against Atletico. Cool. Today was again improved. Played well. Just needs to add that finishing touch, but looking better. All of these guys need consistency. There's not one guy on form. And when I say form, I need 5 games. 5 games where you're playing well. 4 out of 5 you're playing well. That's the level that needs to be at now. If we're gonna finish in the top 4 comfortably. Champions League, we're going to go to the next level there. And then FA Cup semi-final, we don't know who we're going to get. So I think everybody has started to show signs now that they're looking better, but we need consistency from all these attackers, because the defense and the midfield build-up play and counter-press has been carrying this team under Tuchel, Still no more than 2 goals. I'm still waiting, people. Do you know what I mean? It was 2-0.
Scary. It's still waiting. The quality that we have, and we're not scoring over 2 goals, it is scaring me. Yeah. But the thing is, Tuchel doesn't help himself, though, because the changes that he made today, the first changes he made, I think it was Aspilicueta and Reece James coming on, right? And I thought, damn, you don't want to score, like you don't want to go out there and score. Like, you can see that Sheffield United are pressing really high up at the moment. Why aren't we making more attacking changes? Of course, he wanted to play it safe, but at the end of the day, we've got quality. Let's see what they can do, especially in games like this. I was expecting 6-0, I was expecting...
my preview, I did a 3-0 because I knew it wasn't going to be like madness, but I was just hoping for one more goal than we usually get. Someone said if Mal was weather today, he'd be partly cloudy. That's probably true. Do you know what I mean? That's partly true. That's probably partly cloudy. Like, it's not raining. It's not raining. I'll take the result and run. If I wanted to be shameless, I would say 2-0, comfortable win. Never had any doubts, no nerves. Shameless FC, we move. But let's be real. It wasn't really a 2-0. It was more of a very shaky 1-0 win. Pulisic is on Hazard's level. Ziyech is not. I'm just gonna take that as a troll. You know what I'm saying? I know you said it in the super chat, so I had to read it. But if it wasn't a super chat, I would not have read it because I know it's just a troll thing. Michael,
I'm telling you, people think this. I'm telling you.
It's a troll thing. It's a troll thing. It's a troll thing. Michael says, I thought we played as well as we could have today based on circumstances.
Yeah.
A team in transition that heavily rotated today wasn't going to be rosy. That's fair. And I think, you know, just to balance it out, as much as I wanted to see more goals, Sheffield United, as we said before, this game was the season for them. They had nothing else to play for now. They're basically relegated. This was the last competition they were in. They would have hoped to have done a Portsmouth. You remember when Portsmouth won the FA Cup and they got relegated in the same season? Remember that? That was mad. That was mad. I don't know who remembers that, if you're in the chat. But yeah, like that was mad. Do you know what I mean? When they got relegated and won it in the same season. So that's what they was trying to do. But again, Thomas Tuchel wasn't on a mess about thing. You know, I know Anita saw it as well. That lineup, we saw 3-4 different lineups. I was like, yo, he's gone really strong. But then obviously we saw the real lineup. So listen, that brother's on furlough tomorrow. I've said it before. I say it again.
Please, I was just like, get off his neck, bro.
I felt bad for him because he kept trying to like sort out the mistake and he just kept making it worse. Even the final lineup that went out, the names were in the wrong order. Like it was nuts. Emerson was at the bottom. Like Emerson played left-sided centre-back today and he was at the bottom of the list and the goalkeeper was at the top. I was like, what are you doing, bro? Just give it a rest. You know what I mean?
Bless him.
Admin was on drugs. But it was mad. I mean, what did you make of Gilmore and Kovar? That was who I wanted to see in the pivot today. I thought they were quite good. I thought Gilmore, if I'm going to give him special praise, I thought he was really, I mean, as per usual, he's just very assertive on the ball, always wants it, always wants his touches. Who else was you impressed with outside, say, Zuma and maybe, I don't know, Kepa?
Yeah, no, Billy Gilmore, 100%. But the thing is, whenever Billy Gilmore plays, I don't really have anything negative to say about him. He's ball hungry. He is so hungry for the ball. It is unbelievable. Even the interception he makes. There was one interception he made, right? And they both fell over and he got back up straight away and tried to play a through ball through to Callum. I'm just thinking, this guy, he's so hungry for the ball. He's so hungry for the forward passes. Like, don't get me wrong. Again, he is still bottom of the food chain when it comes to the midfielders at the moment.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if, let's say, a Kante is not fit or a Kovacic not fit at the same time, God forbid, having Gilmore there as a backup is not such a bad thing. You know what I mean? Like, I think he had such a good game today. And when he got taken off, I was thinking, oh, man, I would have loved to have seen him play the full 90. But at the end of the day, when he got taken off with Havertz and what's his face, Ziyech, it worked. So I can't really complain about that. No, I don't know who else really impressed me today. I don't know, apart from Pulisic, Zuma, Kepa, and obviously Gilmore, I don't think anyone else really impressed me. I think Mason Mount didn't have a great
Chilwell. It's a good day for Chilwell as well.
I mean, yeah. His balling for the own goal was pretty good. He got the assist as well. And I think, okay, fair enough, Chilwell too. But Mason Mount, subpar game, not good
today.
at all.
If I'm being real, not good today at all. Not good.
I feel like, right, don't get me wrong, my stocks are still there, but a conversation needs to be had with Callum because I'm just a bit like
end product wise.
Yeah, like and decision making as well. Like nowadays, I'm just thinking his decision making hasn't been amazing as of late. It's been very questionable, and I don't want to lose my stocks at him. My stocks are always going to be in him, but is he kind of showing us that maybe Ziyech will be starting ahead of him nowadays? You know.
Listen,
like,
I try not to do too much. Like, everybody knows Kai Havertz is my boy, but I try not to do too many favorites. If Ziyech keeps playing, if he starts to show consistency now and starts to pam in goals and do what he's doing, he has to start over Hudson-Odoi. But Hudson-Odoi played right wing back, so you know, again, when it comes to right wing back, long term, I would like to see Hudson-Odoi higher up the pitch. I'm okay with him playing wing back now. I had him to play wing back in my preview because I thought this would be a good game for him to get under his belt at right wing back. But again, when it comes to long term, I'm not too keen on Reece James in that role, and I'm not too keen on Hudson-Odoi in that role long term. I think, as I keep saying, Tariq Lamptey that we just let go of, I think he would have been perfect for that role. You know, I think Tariq is literally made for that role. And I think Reece James, I wanted to see at right side of centre back today. But obviously, Aspie plays. I can't really argue with it because there's going to be an international break where there's a lot of rest anyway for him. He's not in the Spain squad. But right wing back is an interesting one because I think Callum is he's doing a job there. Do you know what I mean? But we know that's not what Callum is. You know what I mean? He's not a right wing back. He's not Victor Moses. And then Reece James, sometimes he plays well, sometimes I'm like, he could be better in this phase of play, that. So it could be a learning thing, but it's one of those things where I think both of them, they don't have everything I'm looking for long term in that role right now. You know, unless they change up a few things in their game, they don't have everything I'm looking for in that role. But that is really where you have to shoe in Callum, because.
But my thing is, why doesn't Tuchel play Callum up front? Like, why doesn't he play him?
I mean, he played him higher up against Everton, didn't he? And he played very well.
Yeah. And I don't think he played too well against Everton. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think he played too well. But at the same time, why does he keep inviting him back?
He got involved.
Yeah.
He was. I was much more impressed than I would have been today against Everton. He way more involved.
Yeah, he played better against Everton than he did today. Fair enough. But why does he keep reverting him back to this right wing back position? I just don't know. I don't know. I feel like we're really kind of cutting off his talent at the end at this moment in time, and I'm not too keen on it because it's making me feel like this guy is a meaty player, and he's not a meaty player. I want to see Tuchel try play him at left wing or right wing, something wing. I don't want no wing back anymore. I'm tired of wing backs. I'm really tired of it. And I'm tired of wasting Callum Hudson-Odoi on a wing back position. But then again, at the end of the day, it was working before. So why change something that was working?
Yeah, I think he can do a job there. I know he wasn't great today, but I think he can do a job there. His decision-making does need to improve, even after Atletico. You know, at the end of the game, just a bit, just not ruthless, you know, not ruthless enough. And really not being confident enough to shoot with your left foot when you know that you can, you know. I'm not saying that he's not, you know, clinical with either foot, really, if you're talking about finishing at this level. In the youth days, in the youth teams, his finishing was incredible. Taking long shots, England under 21s, fantastic shooting. First team, we haven't really seen Hudson-Odoi shooting. And that is the only thing where I said before, when Pulisic was in form last season, I thought Pulisic's finishing was really good. You know, left foot, right foot, running behind against City, you know, the shot against Liverpool, you know, his finishing was really good. Hudson-Odoi's finishing still needs to improve. He still needs to be way more clinical. Doesn't quite put it in the corners enough. You know, sometimes his shots are quite scuffy. And I think that's something that needs to be improved on. If you're going to play left wing regularly at this level, you know, you need to be a bit better in front of goal. You need to be a bit more ruthless. And against Atletico Madrid, he came on in that role. Maybe he wasn't sharp, but he didn't execute. You know, there was opportunities to pull it back for tap-ins. He didn't quite get it back across. Opportunities to take that shot with that left foot like Ziyech did today. Ziyech, in a very similar position that Hudson-Odoi was in against Atletico, bang, takes the shot, finish in the bottom corner. So
exactly.
My overriding point is that all of these forwards are very inconsistent. You know, now you say maybe Havertz, Ziyech and Pulisic are starting to show signs of, you know, maybe they can put a run together in the team, but it's not enough. We need to see it. We need to see more to really put our hat on it. You know, Werner's been very encouraging. You know, everybody motivates him a lot, but the last step is the finish. You know, the last step is getting the goals. I need the goals. I need your goals. So much
you can motivate, bro.
Listen,
so much.
I'm on the motivating thing, but I need goals from everybody. Do you know what I mean? If we're going to go where we need to go, goals win games at the end of the day. It's all good to do the dribbling. Cool. That's why I was frustrated with Pulisic. And people were like, yo, why are you digging? I'm not digging out Pulisic. I'm one of Pulisic's biggest backers, if you see on YouTube. But I was just, when I said Pulisic, come on, man, on Twitter, I said, come, just get the finish. Get it. Yes, he slipped, you know, but I just want the finish. I want the goal.
Yeah.
That was one of my big things today on my ticking list. When I saw the starting 11, I said, Pulisic, goal. Need a goal. Like, I need it. Because even though he played very well today, I don't know if that performance definitely puts him in the starting 11 against West Brom. I don't know. Do you know?
The thing is, the way the commentators were talking about how well he played, you'd think that he had the game of his life. I've seen him play.
No, he can be better. This is what I'm saying.
And he said it in his post-match that he could have been better. And they were like, all he needed was a goal. And I'm like, exactly. That's literally it.
You know, I feel like on Twitter in particular, people get very tribal and very defensive and sensitive over their favourite players. When I said, come on, Pulisic, it wasn't digging him out. He's been playing well, but I know Pulisic. Yeah, I know Pulisic at his best finishes that chance. He doesn't slip. Maybe he was a bit nervous. I don't know, but on point, Pulisic puts that in the back of the net.
You've seen him finish a chance like that.
Exactly. You've seen it. So I'm not surprised because he has very high levels for himself. He didn't come back early from pre-season under Frank to be setting meaty levels. You know, we know this is a player that has a lot of motivation and drive and likes to take responsibility when he's at his best. He took a lot of responsibility when he was on his good run. It wasn't just the stats that I was impressed with, it was the mentality.
Yeah.
Pulisic is the kind of guy that wants responsibility. He wants to take ownership of situations. So when he didn't score today, I was like, damn, that's the last thing you needed to just complete the performance. Then I think it would have been a maybe undisputable man of the match. But because he didn't get that finishing touch, I think Zuma comes into it a lot more.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Another super chat. From a tactical point of view, Hudson is always camping out high up on the pitch. So he's playing as a right winger. Yeah, I think so. But that's what I like though. The fact that as a right wing back, he is the furthest one. You know, he can get quite high up, and you can switch formation again. It doesn't. It really doesn't. Yeah, because it doesn't. It doesn't help his case because if you're playing wing, you should be even more comfortable. I don't think Callum's performances are down to position. I just think it's down to the fact that he's still developing as a young player and he's still inconsistent. You know, he's still inconsistent. Final third wise, he's still inconsistent. You know, he's got all of the raw ability and raw talents to be your Saka and potentially your Foden. He can be of that level. But the thing that those two players have right now is output wise in the final third, they're very consistent. You know, and that's the last thing Hudson-Odoi is missing to go to that next level, and that's why he's not in the England squad right now, because it's just missing that little. You know,
it hurt my heart that he wasn't chosen, man. I know I saw it coming, but just seeing it officially in writing, I'm just like, it kind of hurts my heart. But at the end of the day, you're right. Like Saka's been consistent, Foden's been consistent. You can't keep them out because for a guy who has so much potential but hasn't been consistent. I think the only difference between Saka, Foden, and Callum is game time. Give him more game time. Saka's had all the game time in the world. Foden's getting all the game time in the world. So give him more game time and he'll become more accustomed to his role. Maybe even if it's as a right wing back. You know, Gareth Southgate loves to play with them right wing backs anyway. So yeah, he might be in a team next year. Who knows? Do
you know what? I think that the only issue with what Callum's got facing him, the difference between him and Saka is the epicenter of Arsenal now, their attack. Like he's even become more important than Aubameyang because Saka, because this is why, if you remember on Twitter, I don't know if people in the chat remember this, but I made a video on Twitter begging for Saka. Begging. Like I was on my knees because I just knew he was a baller. Like I saw him, that was the first season I saw from him, and I was like, baller, straight up baller, no doubts, that's a baller right there. Well, it doesn't matter whether he played left back, left wing back, centre midfield, right wing, left wing. He plays everywhere. Saka plays everywhere, and he balls out. He balls out every time. And for me, when I look at a player like that, he's become the most important attacker for Arsenal because Aubameyang, as much as he's put up the high goal tallies over the years and he's been incredibly important, if you take his goals out of that team, they finish like sometimes in the bottom half. Yeah. Build up play wise, he's not got the build up. He can't really dribble that well, you know. You need to feed Aubameyang. You need to give him that supply. If you give him the chances, sometimes the conversion rate can be a bit messy as well. He can miss big chances. But if you put it on a play, if you put him in behind, if you play to his strengths, you're going to get goals. Whereas Saka's all-round game is just so good. Build up play, link up, even getting goals and assists, playing different positions. You know, he is just a baller. Do you know what I mean? There's a difference between a player that flourishes from certain circumstances and situations if a manager sets them up right, like a Sterling sometimes. And then there's a difference between just a cold baller, like an Eden Hazard, who can play in any system. That's the difference. And yeah, I just think the only problem Hudson-Odoi's got is that he is not at a club where the expectations are on the floor. You know, Arsenal can lose to West Ham. I don't know what the score is, but they can lose to West Ham. 3-2. So they're coming back, but they can lose to West Ham and nobody will bat an eyelid. That can't run at Chelsea.
Because that's normal, isn't it?
That's normal, bro. Normal. Do you know what I mean? It's normal. It's normal for Arsenal. It's normal for Arsenal to lose against Olympiacos and shamelessly celebrate Tottenham losing as well. It's normal. It's normal. But that's not normal around here. You have to be on point because look at the competition. You know, Mason Mount's vying for that place that we're talking about. We're talking about Callum Hudson-Odoi regularly playing behind the forwards to find form. That can't run. It's not gonna happen because Mason Mount's there, Timo Werner's there, Ziyech is there, Pulisic's there, Kai Havertz can drop there. There's too many ballers there. So it's just every time you get a chance, you've got to grab it and you've got to take it. If you don't take it, you can't play. There's no real opportunity to build up. Do you know what I mean? Someone, even pre-game, Anita, they were saying to me, is Tino Andrin going to play? I said, Tino Andrin? I love Tino. I love Tino
him,
Andrew, but he ain't playing this game.
Come on.
Fam, have you seen the
Was he
size
not on
of
the
our
bench for
squad?
Atletico as well? He was on the bench for Atletico, and I'm thinking, poor boy. Don't get me wrong, I like him, but no.
Fam, these brothers were like, are we going to see Tino involved? No. You man have got to stop with this spoon knife and fork striker who's 17 years old, only just hit puberty. Tino Andrew. I know you wanted to see him. The way the game went, he would not have got on. He would not have got on. Are you trying to tell me Tino Andrew and maybe Tuchel know that? Maybe he knew that this game was going to be like that.
Yeah.
Do you know? And that's what, bro, he weren't playing today. I said it in my preview. He is not getting on that pitch. I said potentially on the bench. But then when I saw the full team, I said to myself, there was no space. I've just listed the attackers we have. There's so much depth and there's so many players that we need to play to get into form. There was no space. There was no space for a brother like him. So, unfortunately...
And the thing is, if we had like people who were scoring, banging goals and could have closed off this Sheffield United game, then of course we probably would have seen him play today. But it was never going to be adapting. Come on, guys.
Yeah. And as he said, the way the game went, he wasn't going to get on anyway. So maybe Tuchel knew that this was life and death for Sheffield United. Man said leave Spoon's bell. I love it. Fam, Spoon, Knife and Fork is his name, bro. I love it. Do you know what I'm saying? My cutlery done. I can't wait to see him get his first loan. I know Boja's out on loan at Vitesse and he's meant to be doing decent as well. Whether these brothers have a future, I have no idea because I'm not going to lie. Like I said, we're Chelsea. And that striker position is no joke. It's no joke. Like they're not fronting. They're not fronting, you know? Think about it. Tammy, first 2 seasons properly in the Premier at Chelsea, puts up decent tallies. Yeah, there's things he can improve on. But what did we expect? Did we expect him to come in and just be world class? Of course not. However, Chelsea are not on no Mickey Mouse thing. They're like, yo, dip.
Haaland. It's Haaland or bust now.
Ruthless, man.
It's just how we are, isn't it?
Yeah, that's really how it is. These man, keep us updated on that Arsenal thing. What's going on in the Arsenal game, Anita? Have you got the TV?
Listen, I've got it on right here. It's just a bit of a madness. It's end to end. It's pretty end to end. I'm just like, what's happening?
Yeah.
I feel like West Ham's gonna take it though, 100%.
It's mad.
It's not like they're clinical enough. I think the second one was even an own goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think David Luiz said double agent thing. So
listen.
I'm going to take Dami out the title. We ain't going to see him still.
Dami.
I don't know where he's gone. Just as Ziyech scores, you know, brother dips. Coincidence? I think not.
I'm just saying. He didn't want to hold that smoke, and I hope he's watching because I'm ready for him. He's lucky.
Ziyech scores and Dami's nowhere to be found. See, people think I have actually got an agenda against Ziyech. I said give him until the end of next season minimum. I actually don't. I actually try not to run agendas. Like unless it's a personal beef, which I already admitted. Me, Rudiger, and Alonso had a beef thing. We scrapped in the streets. Right now, I'm praising them though. Like Rudiger's playing very well. I'm giving him his flowers, but we did have a beef.
I don't know how you turned your back on Rudiger, fam. I don't know.
No, because I heard what happened with Frankie. I heard what happened with Frankie Lampard. I wasn't happy from. I wasn't happy. I heard what happened. I heard what happened behind the scenes with Frankie Lampard.
How true is it?
No, trust. I've got sources in here. I can't lie to you. No, I can't lie to you. Like, look, let me be real. I don't want to rehash it, but when Matt Law reports it and he's not kicked out of the press room, and you know Matt Law speaks to Jody Morris, come on, that's all I'm saying, innit? It's not, this thing didn't come out of nowhere. However, I do respect the fact that they squashed it because it needed to be squashed. Do you know what I mean?
They squashed it? How
yeah, they squashed it on socials, innit? They squashed it on socials because new manager, innit? New manager, Rudy was part of the plans under Tuchel, German contingency. You have to squash it. Do you know what I mean? You have to squash it. So a fair play to everybody, innit? And you know what? I don't even really get onto Rudiger because if I saw an inexperienced manager, yeah, all respect. But if I saw an experienced manager at work and I wasn't really feeling him and he wasn't playing me, I'll be doing a bit of a gossip thing. Do you know what I mean?
Big facts.
Everybody bitches at work, innit? Everybody does a little bitching. So
look at Louise. Look at where he is now. He was bitching. He got kicked to the curb.
Yo, Rudiger's probably thinking, yo, I told you. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? If we're being real, this is just a workplace, isn't it? It's just a workplace and bitching can go on. Bitching can go on. The only reason why people are really in their feelings like me is because it's Frank Lampard. Like, don't bitch against the Messiah, innit? But at the end of the day, it's work. Man said I got sources. Listen, Come on, don't be silly. Just because I don't move like an ITK because I don't want to be that person. But come on. You think man's doing up Byline and interviewing journalists, not having the journalists that I'm having on this show on WhatsApp? Come on, don't be silly. Don't be silly. Just because I don't move like an ITK, don't mean I don't know things. I just don't tell nobody because I'm not in that business. I play dumb. I like to play dumb. I think it's more fun. When you don't know nothing, it's more fun. Like, I feel like when you know too much, your views start to become too consumed by what's going on. If you don't know nothing, you could just enjoy your life and just play dumb. And then when things happen, you just roll with it. And that makes me feel like more of a fan if you don't know what's going on. Like, you're not meant to know. So when I know things, I'm like, yo, that's great, but I'm a fan. I'm not really meant to know that. I know too much. You know them ones? Like,
you know when people start coming to you like, have you heard this?
Yeah, no. I don't play them roles. I don't play them roles. Man said sauces like ketchup. Listen, like I said, if you don't want to think I ain't got sources, you can think that. But man's not doing up world-class ESPN journalists on here and not having the scoops. Man's not working for Byline and not having the scoops. Do you know what I'm saying? Having the scoops.
You're right. You know? You got that juice, baby. You got that juice.
Listen,
see you.
It's some juice. That's some juice.
But listen. It's hardly happening.
No, listen. Regardless of however many sources I'll get, I'll never say shit. The answer is I don't know.
What about Tommy? What's the Tommy? What can you tell me about Tommy?
The answer is I don't know.
For everything. You're gonna be saying I don't know for everything.
I don't know, fam.
I see you.
I don't know, fam. I don't know. Because that's when you get into... Because then, the thing is, what I've learned about the ITK business, you don't get no credit anyway. So, you know what I'm saying? You get all your info, you give it to the TL, you get it right 90% of the time, and then one time you get it wrong, and they all come after you. You don't get no credit. No, bro, like, nobody's grateful for the news anyway, so there's no point giving it. Do you know what I mean? Nobody's grateful. Everybody just ready until you get it wrong and then they shake you. So I'm not in the business of being an ITK because that's pointless for me. Do you know what I mean? I ain't interested. They're not the likes and retweets I'm chasing. I'd rather come off as this light-hearted, funny guy. Sometimes spit, sometimes gets it wrong. Here to entertain, but sometimes can spit facts. Do interviews here, do that there.
It's more funny that way, man.
Yeah, just, you know what I mean? Just a guy that's just doing his thing. Do you know what I mean? Don't take it too serious, but take it serious sometime as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, man's not interested in this Matt Law business. Let them do that.
You know what? Next time it's just let Arsenal equalise, yeah? And that means we're all level 1 games. Yeah. And West Ham are 2 points behind us. Fantastic. Do you know what?
Fantastic. Oh, shit. It's a Prem.
Fantastic. It's a Prem.
Right. You know, I didn't even clock, you know. I just thought this was a charity team.
Nah, this is their game in hand. Thank God.
This is a big game for us to watch, you know. That's why we're getting shagged on views today. But it is what it is.
We need to be watching this game.
Shagged, fam. 300 and something concurrent, but it's all right.
We need Arsenal to do us a fave.
Yeah, I forgot that Arsenal, this is actually a big game. That's why. Raw.
I wouldn't even mind Arsenal winning, you know. Don't get me wrong, London's still blue, but I wouldn't even mind Arsenal winning. Do us a favour.
Yeah, no, in terms of our aspirations, Arsenal needed to do us a favour, but they're obviously bottle jobs, isn't it? Bottle jobs.
No, it's fine. They're on the front foot.
3-3 now. Okay, cool. Maybe something can get done. 85 minutes. I mean, I guess we're going to the end of the game, innit? Until this game finishes. But, I don't know, man. I really don't know. You can't rely on Arsenal for much, innit? 3-3 agent William Juju works again. He's not even on the pitch. Let's go. Let's hope and pray. Let's hope and pray.
Sorry, I'm really intrigued, fam. They were on a break. Okay, yeah, amounting to nothing. Never mind.
Can we take them seriously? I don't know. Arsenal are one of them clubs where it's like, it's just a sticky one, isn't it? Like, you can't really rely on them like that. We need
this, you know. We need.
I'm not gonna lie. Arsenal are one of them teams where I actually need them to win now because West Ham are out.
We need this. I've actually just deeped how much we need this. When I clocked it was a Prem game, I went to go check the table. Like, we need this.
Bro, I
hate banking on other teams to make our position solidified. But at the end of the day, I'm begging.
I didn't clock. I thought this was just a charity shield thing. I forgot.
That's a charity shield.
I was like, this is FA Cup weekend. If you're not in the FA Cup, you're a loser, fam. I was like, this is FA Cup weekend.
that beat
This
us.
is FA Cup weekend. I don't know what other charity games are going on, but this is FA Cup weekend. If you're not in this club, you're a loser, fam. You know, only certain clubs are challenging on multiple fronts like this. You know what I mean? I said, if you're not in the FA Cup, you're a loser this weekend. I don't know what's going on about these Charity Shield Premier League games.
I swear Southampton's in the FA Cup, right?
Yeah.
They are in it. Wow.
Yeah, I think they beat Bournemouth, innit? This is meant to be Arsenal's trophy, innit? But listen, they beat us last year. I need revenge. I need that revenge.
And the thing is, if I have my suspicions, if Pulisic stayed on that pitch, God knows it would have gone the other way. God
What do you mean?
knows. God who, what, in the FA Cup final? If Pulisic stayed on the pitch,
Oh, yeah, we would have won. We would have won. He
won.
scored the goal. He scored the goal, and then he went off injured. We would have won.
Bam. We would have won. 100%.
Game, set, match. Yeah.
Finished. Who did we bring on again? Who did we bring on?
Oh, I don't even remember. It was some dead
was
substitution. It wasn't inspiring.
Was it Pedro?
Might have been something like that. It was. I think it was.
Pedro.
Yeah, I think we brought on like
I'm
Pedro
getting
when he
angry
was
all
finished.
over again. I'm getting. Callum was on the bench and he didn't bring on Callum.
Yeah. I think we brought on a finished Pedro. Yeah. I remember. Yeah, we did bring on Pedro because I was vexed. I was like, why is Callum not coming on? And it was Pedro that came on. I was vexed. And
you know what? Even put the ice on the cake, yeah. Do you see? I used to call Pedro a headless chicken because he just runs and he doesn't do nothing. He runs and runs and runs. He did exactly that in that final. All he did was run and miss an open goal.
Yo, wait, is the United game at half-4? Oh, half-time is the draw getting done, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yo, send me Southampton, fam. Send me Southampton on a stick, my brother.
Do you think we'll actually win if we get Southampton though? Because bearing in mind, quarterfinals of Champions League will be near it as well.
What do I think we'll beat Southampton in the semi-final? Yeah,
considering the circumstances.
Bro, this squad is big, bro. Let's do this. Everything.
Considering we're going to be playing Porto not too long in between.
Belly is not full. Eat everything. Yam everything. I'm not trying to lose a semi-final of the FA Cup at Wembley to Southampton. Are you mad? Absolutely not. Do you remember when we played them last time? Giroud scored that nice individual goal. Hazard as well. I need that.
That was beautiful.
I need them vibes. Little Hazard 12, you know? Little Giroud dip in and dip out. That's what I need. I'm not interested. And I'm not interested in dipping out of any of these comps. I'm ready to eat, man. More games, more videos.
You're saying two cups and top 4, yeah?
100%. 2012 vibes. That's what I want. You know, bring Di Matteo in now as the backroom staff.
Get out.
Imagine if they did that just for the juju. Bring Di Matteo in as one of the assistants. That would be mad.
I promise you, I will believe. Champions League will be ours. No matter who we get. Let's get Bayern Munich.
Yo, bring Terry, Lampard, Drogba as the backroom staff, and then bring in Di Matteo as well. Bring everybody back, fam. Bring everybody in. Oh Lord, it would be mad. Listen, too. If we get Southampton though, Tuchel's definitely got something on these brothers. He's definitely got something on these brothers. I think it's just because he's likable now.
You think it's Tuchel when there's powers above him? You know
them ones where you just move them balls around and suddenly, it's Tuchel in charge. Okay, maybe we'll just okay, yes, that one. Southampton, yes.
It's not Tuchel. Just know that Roman's back and he's doing very well. I'm gonna tell you.
Yes, a very wealthy man.
Spending a mil on a painting. What else could you spend a mil on, eh?
Yes, indeed. Learn from the best, Manchester City.
No, I'm surprised City didn't get Porto. You know.
Same. I had that. I was borderline ready to stick a bet on it. That's how close I was. I was so close. It was that bait to me. I was like, it's gonna happen.
But then again, 100%. I feel like they drew Dortmund, so that Pep can show Haaland that this is what you're missing, you know? And maybe, and apparently Haaland's dad is following Chelsea now, but no one wanted to mention that he's also following City. Interesting.
I mean, City. I guess he was following them just because he used to play for them, innit? It's all mad.
If that's what exactly. You believe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is this game over yet? What's going on? What's the updates?
3 minutes at a time. Literally just a whole bunch of nothing at the moment.
3-3. I'm gonna have to catch the highlights from. This is nuts. It's a lot of goals. 2 own goals.
Yeah.
West Ham have shagged themselves today. How are you scoring 2 own goals?
They have really shagged themselves. I'm not gonna lie.
What the hell, fam? These men are doing Norwood up twice. This is wild. 2 own goals.
I think Norwood had a good game today, by the way.
He was actually good.
Goal, he was good.
Outside the own goal, he was good. He was the only person on the pitch that looked like they had something about them.
Yeah, I'm McGoldrick. Let me not even lie, McGoldrick. But McGoldrick always turns up against us for some reason, man.
He just becomes Brazilian Ronaldo. Do you know what I mean? Every time. Every single time.
Yeah, thank God he missed that header. Bloody hell.
Yeah, it's all mad. It's all mad. Someone said West Ham can't call themselves a big team. I don't think they were doing that anyway, to be honest.
They weren't.
There's no way. They're having a Newcastle under Pardew season. You know when Cisse and Demba Ba was doing updates for them? That's the kind of season they're having. And those are the type of seasons those are the type of seasons you have to capitalize on top four. That's what Leicester did. Because if you don't, then you're not going to be able to reinvest. You're not going to be able to bring in the Champions League level players or even close to it. And then you're not going to be able to kick on. West Ham will drop next season if they don't finish top four. They'll finish like 9th, 10th.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
You have to capitalize. When you're having this type of freak season, you have to capitalize and get fourth. So
because everyone else around them have been shite. If
this is a question for you, Anita.
Oh, don't ask me. Okay. People say Kane, and I understand why people say Kane. I think Kane, world-class, elite striker, but I'm having Haaland. Kane has a lot more to his game. Kane can create, he can drop deep, he can do whatever. I just need a goal scorer. I need someone who can just stand at the front and just tap in goals, and that is Haaland, please. I would rather get Haaland right now, and purely because, you got to look at the age difference as well. Kane, he's old now. Yeah. What is he? Like 26, 27? I think he's 27. 27 or 28, one of them.
He also picks up quite a few injuries as well, isn't it? Yeah.
He's getting to that point where he's picking up knocks here and there, and I'm not down with it. So please just bring me Haaland, longevity, more goals. I don't care about dropping deep and creating. I don't care about if he can play DM or whatever. People like to say that Kane plays. I don't care. I just want a prolific goal scorer. And at the moment, that is Haaland. So I'd rather have Haaland.
The key here as well is that no way in hell are Tottenham going to sell us Harry Kane. Do you know what I mean?
It's
game over.
Tottenham will never. They will never.
Tottenham wouldn't even give us Modric when we tried to get him. Wow. You know what I mean? And I think
everything for Modric.
Yeah, and even though Modric was a world-class player, I think Harry Kane is more symbolic to Tottenham. Like, he's their captain, leader, legend type guy. Do you know what I mean? He is their fans' hopes and dreams. So if there's no way Daniel Levy is going to take Kane out of that Tottenham team and give him to Chelsea. So it's not going to happen. And to be honest, I don't think Kane would come to Chelsea either. I think he's got too much love and loyalty for Tottenham. I mean, he's 27, he's not won a trophy yet. So that just goes to show the amount of loyalty he's got to Tottenham. So he wouldn't put on a Chelsea shirt. So there's not really even a combo to have. I think Kane's overall game is more... Kane's overall, like, all-round game is, of course, more complete. He's turned into a playmaker this season.
Yeah, he is more complete, but I just need a goal scorer. I just need a goal scorer.
Yeah. And I think what sells it for Haaland is that he's so young. Like, we could potentially have someone for ages. Do you know what I mean? So that's where it comes for me. Do you know what I mean? And he's more realistic. He's going to probably cost less as well, actually, which is funny because Haaland's younger and generational, and you'd think he would cost more than Kane. But the financial situation of Dortmund, if they don't make Champions League and the release clause, he actually might cost. He's going to cost less. Kane will cost maybe 150 million, probably. Monster says, "Where's Dami?" Yo, Dami just didn't. I don't know where he is from. He couldn't make it today. He texted me. He was like, "Yo, bro, I don't think I'm able to make this one. I don't think I even get out a video." And I was like, "Raw, is that what?"
That's him, man. Monster is Ziyech scored. I'm telling you for free.
Yeah, Ziyech scored, and Dami was like, "Hey, bye bye." Ziyech scored, and Dami just removed himself from the stream. He was like this. He's like this. No,
facts.
Oh god! But listen, we ain't gonna even go too long because there's not really much more to add to this game. Me and Anita have dissected everything beautifully. Do you know what I'm saying? And then now we have an international break where nothing gonna go on. I ain't gonna see Anita for time. That's sad. Do you know what I'm saying? No more reviews. We have to start. We ain't reviewing the England game against Faroe Islands or whatever. I'm not doing that.
No. I'm not.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing England versus like Antarctic and whatnot. I'm not doing that. England versus Alaska. I'm not doing that. So, you know, it's one of them ones. But final thoughts and let the people know where you are, bro. That's what's going on.
Final thoughts is we need to sort out the chemistry. We need to sort out our front three attacking. We need to sort out our final third. Something needs to happen. But overall, not too mad, not too happy. It is what it is. You can find me at Flown_ on Twitter and Instagram. Find me on Gold Diggers UK, and you can find me on the Football Terrace as well.
Matt, link in description. Go and follow Anita. Go and follow Gold Diggers. Link is in the description for her Twitter, where she'll be doing a lot of Ziyech prop, I can imagine, over the international break. You know that one. It's just going to be everyday Ziyech prop over the international break. As for myself, look, we're about to enter treacherous times. We are now entering the international break, people. That's right. The dreaded international break. But don't worry, fear not. Man's got content coming up for you. We're going to obviously have Jenny Chu from the Chelsea USA. She covers them as well, works for CBS. We're going to have Olivia as well. You guys will know her. She's been on the channel before as well. She covers Chelsea. We're going to have them on the channel tomorrow. Just going to nail down the time. I probably will put up a schedule in the community tab. And then you got your weekly shows, which will run as per usual. Actually, Battle of the North is tomorrow as well at 7 p.m. That's changed time. Monday at 7 p.m. Battle of the North now is the new time. And then I'm going to just bring in new guests that you guys haven't seen. You know, we've had a lot of games. We haven't really had time to bring in new guests, but we're going to bring in some new people that haven't been on the channel, bring in some new groups, some new combinations, maybe a podcast here or there. So, yeah, until then, I will see you in the international break. And peace. Enjoy the win, people, shamelessly. It was a comfortable win. You know what it was.